What's up? I'm just checking in to see how everybody is. Just finished a meditation on my page. It's for my business page. Did about, I don't know, say like a half an hour, 40 minutes or something. I didn't keep track of time, but I just wanted to, let you guys know that I have different followers on different pages, and my business page is something that you might not know about because it's my name, and it just has my middle initial on it. So if you go over to my page, Teresa E. Blackburn, or if you scroll down this Facebook page, you'll see links to my business page. And if you want to add me on there, it would be great, or like it or whatever, follow it so you can get alerted when I do the meditations. I think I have like a lot more interaction on my personal page than I do my business page. But I wanted to try to do it through the business page to incorporate those that are not like personal friends or people that I know, because a lot of people on this Facebook page, I know you guys and interact with you and stuff. So I wanted to get it out there. So if you could please share that, that would be great. It's I have it as an event, and I have it just like as a reoccurring event. So Teresa E. Blackburn, just go to my business page and add that. So we do meditations every morning at 9 a.m. on the weekdays and every evening at 9. It looks like I got interrupted with the internet. I don't know if I'm still connected. Who knows? But yeah, we've been doing daily meditations twice a day, and it's been awesome. So I would love for anybody who is seeing this message here to go check out the daily meditations that I'm offering. And also just any questions or concerns that you might have. I'm a therapist, I'm a holistic counselor. I do energy work, and healing work, helping people to do their healing. So if you have a question, just reach out, post it. I'll try to answer anything that I can. If there's a request for, hey, what do you think would help me with this? Or, what can I do about that? I'll just try to answer as much of that as I can. I've had I consider a lot of people meditating regularly with me, at least 4 or 5 people committed to twice a day, and some people committed to just the once a day. But I would love for more people to join that, not only for yourself, but for like the collective. So when you help yourself and you do something for yourself and you make a change, you send that vibe out into the world. I was talking tonight before that meditation about, your energy, what you're placing your energy on, that's where it's going to go. And that's what you're going to get back. You're going to be in that energetic space. So you have control of a lot. You don't have control of what's open and closed. You're restricted. You're not able to go to the gyms. You're not able to go do what you always do, which is do. Okay. And I've been really seeing people needing to stop doing because they are just continuing to do and not be. And it's something that I've been talking about throughout this whole thing, that if people take time that they need to take in order to go within and heal the stuff that they've been putting off and they've been sweeping under the rug, or they've been putting on a back burner saying it's not important, now it is. So it's a wake-up call for you to pay attention to what you weren't paying attention to, and try to work hard to make those changes, and ask for help. Tons of people right now are being forced to receive. And there are so many people out there that believe that they were taught and programmed that it's better to give than receive. But people are like forced to ask for help because they're in positions where they're really needing to. But giving, it's always like, people are always like, oh, I'd rather give, because then you don't have to be vulnerable. You don't have to be as open. You don't have to be receptive, which means somebody infiltrating you somehow. But if you're giving, then it's like you're safer. And also some people give because it gives them a good feeling. It makes them feel better, or it makes them feel like they're doing something good and earning, I don't know, Some people say it earns points to get in good with God. Some people say it's good karma. Either way you look at it, it's the same damn concept, right? But those aren't the things that you have to do. It's what you're getting from it, right? So make sure you're giving with the purity instead of giving to make yourself feel good, or giving to distract yourself. That's another one. A lot of people are doing and giving to distract themselves from their anxiety, from their fear, from their pain, their internal pain, and to continuously give like that and do. It's draining more of your energy out, and you're not filling your own energy back up. So what you're actually giving is not as valuable as it would be if you would stop and go give to yourself first and go within. But it's scary to look within. It's scary to sit with yourself, as long as people have been being called to sit with themselves. I was fortunate enough, and I say fortunate, to have some things happen in my life to force me to completely be still, and not just physically. This encompassed an emotional, mental issues that we're looking at were present, that they were past, they were inner child issues, their subconscious issues, their conscious issues, and they were also physical body issues that I needed to bring more awareness to. And you really only get that when you stop doing and stop giving out. And I'm not saying not to help people in need. I'm not saying not to give of your time and your effort. Of course not. What I'm saying is look at your motivation behind that, look at your thoughts behind that, right? That's the most important key. Watch your thoughts, because your thoughts are going to create a feeling in your body, and you won't even sometimes notice that those two things are connected. You have a thought, a few minutes later, you're feeling something in your body, and you're like, why am I feeling like this tightness? Like, oh, I must have the coronavirus. No, you've created that from your thoughts, from fear, or whatever the case may be. So these thoughts, everybody says, well, I can't control them. I go down the rabbit hole, I have these thoughts and I'm not able to do that. It takes time, because your thoughts have followed along a path that you have created when you were young, starting at around 0 to 3, and then it moved on up. And the way that you process has been happening for a very long time. So it's really, really hard to take water and make it go a different direction when you've dug a ditch 6 feet deep. All that water is going to go down that ditch. You know what I mean? So you have to dig a new trench, and that's going to take a second. You got to dig, right? Dig deep inside yourself. So I hope you're doing as well as possible through this time. The only thing that I can say that is most important to do, aside from what I've already mentioned, is to practice being present. And using your breath is one really quick way to do that. So if you're really out of the present and you're really into fear, you want to do the breath counting, as I was doing on the meditation tonight. So if nothing, go back and watch that meditation just to learn how to breathe in a different way to get your mind off things. Because you're using your brain to count numbers and you're also breathing, and those two things in conjunction actually take you out of whatever place you're in. Yeah. There was a passage today that I read, and it was great. It was so great. I was talking about Mother Teresa, and then I also said something about Jesus talking to Simon Peter and said that we ourselves must first be sifted like wheat, and only then are we in a position to recover and in turn strengthen others. And I was like, Okay. Right? So, again, everything that I was just saying is aligned with that, which Jesus was talking about, right? Saying that you must be sifted like wheat. You have to go through shit, right? You have to be, I didn't say that, but I say that, you have to be like sifted like wheat, like shooken out, separated, and broken down in order to be able to have the capacity to hold space for other people, to be present when people are in fear, when people are in anger, when people are in whatever they're in. It takes your own inner work to be able to be with others in that moment, to recover and in turn strengthen others, right? That's what matters, and that's what's important. And if you're that person trying to avoid doing that work, then these things are going to keep happening, and things like this in your personal life will keep arising until you understand and get the message. And I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect, that you're going to be a priest, a nun, a monk, or whatever, and that you're going to be on your Zen rock, and that you're going to be able to be perfectly balanced all the time. That's not how it works. That isn't even how a scale works. Do you ever put your bowl or something on a digital scale and, it still moves? All of a sudden it's 0.0 because you press tare, and then all of a sudden it's like 0.4, and then it goes back to 0, and then it goes 0.4. There is nothing that is permanently going to be balanced ever. So we have to be more flexible. We're going to have to be more water-like, because water is very much more strong and powerful than iron, right? At first thought, you're like, well, give me an iron wall. Like, give me a shield of steel. I want water, because water is flexible, and that water is going to go around your shield every single time, right? So be more flexible, be more pliable, be more ready to adapt to change. And that involves a process of letting go of rigidity, letting go of expectation, letting go of the past, right? Changing those thoughts in the present, because they will change those thoughts about the past. The only thought that we have is because we relate it to something that we've experienced, because we're relational beings, and that's what we do. But I'm telling you that you can create a change with that if you begin to choose consciously different thoughts that bring about a different feeling and sensation, and hold it for 60 seconds. Hold it for more than that if you can. If you get distracted, go back to that, but practice it. Practice it every day. How did you guys get good at what you do, right? The sports, the job, learning the job, doing the training, going to school. Everybody's at the damn gym every single day, and you train your body, and you train and you train and you train, but it's repetitive. So if you take the time to train your brain the same as the body, you will see a difference occur. There's no better time than right now, while we're in this fucked upness, than to practice retraining that brain, to create a new habit, to make a new pathway, pave a new ditch, because things will start flowing. Things will start flowing, and things will show up differently. They will. And again, they're not going to be perfect. The scales will always do this and this and this and this. But what we want to try to achieve is to get the scales, stop the scales from doing this or this, right? We're okay here and here. We're okay here. And sometimes it just hangs out for a little bit. Everything's cool. And then we got to be able to roll with here and here. But those pendulum swings to side, the scale tippings in extreme directions, if you work on stuff, that doesn't have to happen. No matter if there's a coronavirus or if there's an explosion and whatever, if you have breakups, divorces, deaths, it doesn't matter, right? Not to say that you won't feel the emotion, not to say that you don't mourn or that you don't You don't have moments of being on your knees and crying and, feeling like nothing's ever going to get better, because that's being a human being. You can't be a spiritual being only and transcend this, because you have to live in this body. And this body is made up of all of those things that I just mentioned, right? So don't set out a goal that is, if I achieve this, I'll never get thrown off my shit again, because you're going to. It's just that you know how to recover differently. You have tools in this big tool belt, and then you pull them out, and your brain goes to that because you've worked on and sat down and retrained your brain. Get a guide to help you. I am not a healer. I hate even calling myself a therapist, because I don't fix you. I'm never going to fix any of you. I'm never going to heal you. Even the healing work and the energy work and the hands-on healing, I'm not healing you. I am just here as a vehicle, as a channel for whatever I call upon God to help me with. I don't plan what I'm going to say in a live video. I don't plan what I'm going to say to a client at a session. I don't look up in the DSM a diagnosis and then follow a technique and a theory. No. I just pray, and I just ask that God please bring through me whatever that person and that soul needs, that's sitting in front of me, that has chosen me to help them, to guide them to heal their own self, and to allow themselves to be healed through you, through me, so that they can know that their body and mind can heal. And if they get in touch with you through me, they might be able to get in touch with God through themselves eventually, right? I help you in a way to help yourself. And I just want to take a moment and just pray for all the people out there that are stuck on a hamster wheel. For the people that have blinders on, that don't want to look anywhere but right here. That they come to whatever they need to come to in order to free themselves of their chains that they have imposed on themselves due to thoughts and emotions about past experiences. I want to pray for anybody who has experienced trauma, which is every single person on the planet. That they're able to know that there is an opportunity to heal. They don't have and own anxiety and depression. They are experiencing it. And they can choose differently. Just want to pray for anybody that is on this live video, anybody who has come in contact with me, and all of you who you have come in contact with, and let's try to do that every single day, 3 or 4 times a day. Just offer up that prayer. Just remember, your body, your mind has the power, and the opportunity is here. God's sitting waiting for you. I don't care how you connect with God. Go out and sit against a tree and just enjoy nature for a second. You're connecting with God's creation. Having a conversation with a loved one. You're connecting with somebody who was made in the image and likeness of God. God's all around you. You just miss God all the time and think that he can only be accessed through a tree or a church or, a moment of meditation and prayer. No, you're encountering God absolutely everywhere. So try to pay attention to where you're seeing God today and where the opportunities to be able to allow kindness and love and purity to come from your heart and from your energy. All right, I'm done preaching. Have a wonderful Saturday night. I'm going to watch a really good movie.